Another way to put it, by the way.
Regular people of which he sprang, but for whatever reason they're not quite seeing that. You know, and it looks like this election is going to amount to whose coalition is stronger than whose. And if you know, Tim Russert has said that Hillary Clinton likes psychology rather than numbers. And if people continue to ignore the numbers and look at the psychology of this, and you have white working class workers looking at Barack Obama and saying, can he beat John McCain? This could continue to be a problem for him from the vantage point of superdelegates.
Okay, we're talking about a lot of people. Maybe the majority of Americans are white working class. They're regular people. It's almost by definition the whites against black.
That's exactly what's happening, and he's really got. I mean, it is so difficult for him as a black candidate to walk this very slippery slope and not get ghettoized. But part of the problem he's having, particularly as we move towards Indiana and North Carolina on Tuesday, is he also can't forget his base. When we look at these numbers,
he did in Philly, though, didn't he?
Well, he forgot his base in Philly. He's forgotten his base in North Carolina. He is beginning to assume that the African American vote will be with him, and largely it will be, but he needs them to come out in very strong numbers.
So it's just a minute. I want to stay with Michelle. Yeah. So it's not just percentage of the black vote, it's turnout. And for example, as we watch the results coming in from Gary, Indiana, from Raleigh, North Carolina next Tuesday night, we better look for numbers, right?
We absolutely have to look for numbers. He cannot afford to have anyone in his base lose. The thing that differentiates Barack Obama from other candidates that had people that voted for them that had college educations, post-college.
Because Raleigh-Durham, of course, you've got NCCU, North Carolina Central University there, and other schools. In Charlotte, you've got that boomtown going there, Greensboro, Winston-Salem, Elizabeth City. My sense is he's going to get a hell of a vote down there in the African-American areas, and also in Chapel Hill and Durham, and also in Raleigh. What do you think?
Chris, I've got to tell you, I'm agreeing with you. I also think, you know, if you look at the research triangle where a lot of the votes typically for the entire state of North Carolina come out, I think that's going to look very good for Barack. I think in all of the cities, particularly where you've got a large African-American community, and I think we're expecting 34% African-American turnout in North Carolina today, that those numbers will go very high for Barack Obama. There were some polls that were showing, you know, maybe 18% support for Hillary Clinton within the African-American.
Northern tier of the white Southerner. I mean, Virginia voted pretty strongly for Barack Obama, and that included a lot of white people. I just wonder whether we're making a projection from more of the ethnic northern cities of Pennsylvania and Ohio and projecting that kind of thinking down to the South, and I'm not sure it's going to be the same feeling down there. Northern and Southern attitudes on race have always been different.
They have always been different. You're absolutely right. And if we look at the southern states where primaries have taken place prior to today, they overwhelmingly went for Barack Obama in the deep South. Mississippi, Tennessee, Arkansas, South Carolina. It will be interesting to see if North Carolina mirrors what happened in South Carolina. But then again, we really have to look at what I call the Bubba factor. I think maybe I heard you say that yesterday on Hardball. You know, Bill Clinton is out there. When you hear that southern drawl, when you sort of look at him as the everyman's man in North Carolina. He is going to cities where people have never seen a real live president of the United States, or former president, I should say, in their midst. And I think that he's going to get out. He is going to be successful in getting out the vote with rural whites. And if you take a look at the picture